Hi, it's Deanna, and previously I have made videos showing you these vintage Steiff teddy bears. And basically, I just started collecting them, to be quite honest. I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form, but I like vintage and antique teddy bears, so I decided to start collecting these little fellas. And upon further research, I found out that these may be pre-war Steiff teddy bears. And previously, what I thought these bears to be 1950s, 1960s, they may be earlier than I suspected originally. And so what I found out was on Google was that these bears generally were made in the 1950s and the 1960s, and they were known as original teddy, and that was their design. And what I did was I did a little more research because I did some searching on the Google images for these bears, and I noticed that these bears had a little bit of a different look than the 1950s, 1960s versions. And what I found out was when I squeezed their tummy and chest area, I noticed that every one of these bears here had double squeakers. And instead of in the lower part of the abdomen, or the middle part of the abdomen, these teddy bears have a squeaker in the upper part of their chest and the lower part of their tummy. And these are known as double squeaker bears. And apparently, the pre-war designs made from 1934 to 1943 was referred to as a double squeaker. And it features longer paws seen on the earlier Steiff bears. And this design of bear was also made briefly after World War II in 1949 before being replaced by the modern short paw version that we see today. And these do have longer paws than the ones I've seen from the 50s and the 60s, as you can see here. And again, every single one of these do have double squeakers. Unfortunately, they do not work, as is quite common with these older bears. After a while, whatever mechanisms, I believe, inside them, like that are, I think it's like springs. I think the springs give way and wear out, and then the squeaker no longer squeaks, actually. So these are really, really amazing. And as you can see, the snouts on these particular ones are different than the 50s and the 60s versions. I don't know if you could see, like it has a very elongated snout. And they have like more of, I don't know if I'm describing it right, but they have more of like a squared off head on the top, and it tapers more to a V, and it's like very narrow. I don't know if you could see that. See how like the top of the head going across where the ears are, it's like square. And then when you get towards the muzzle and the snout and the mouth, it goes more into a V, as you can see on this as well. See how the top is squared off, and then it tapers into like a V with a little bit of a longer snout. So what I may have here are 1949 versions, or possibly like this one looks early. As you can see, this one has that early bear look, and so does that one. And actually this one too, but this one looks more like a 50s version. But these could be the 1934, 1943 versions, or the 1949 version, which is really pretty cool, actually. I am really quite pleased with this collection. I have two more of these inside, and those ones are the 1950s, 1960s one, which has a way different look than these in the face area, and it only has one squeaker. So this is pretty cool. And if anyone knows further information about these bears, please write it in the comments below. But I really like these Steiff bears. They're really, really cool. And I'm going to continue to collect these. Whenever I see them at a reasonable price, I'm going to snatch them up. Because I have a feeling in the near future, probably anywhere between the next 5 to 20 years, these are going to really go up in value as time goes on. And they're a good investment, I think, in my opinion. So once again, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And stay tuned in, because I'll have more videos shortly showing you my other teddy bears and antique and vintage toys that I acquire, including other antiques. So take care.